Hello everyone, Kireth here, and I think this is one of the most underrated combos in GT Sport. If you're racing in GT Sport and you haven't tried this, please do. As you're going to see, it is a lot of fun. Some of the closest racing I've ever had on the game, and also some hilarious deaths too. So we're going to be in the karts, we're going to be at Red Bull Ring, and it's a championship round in my Club 100 Esports Championship. We're going to be doing 3 heats and then going to finals. So this heat I'm starting right at the back in 15th place. So it's a full grid here in the karts, going side by side with Cal 401, my teammate in the last round of the Club 100 Esports Championship. This is a one-off karting championship round. And yeah, the curbs are going to be absolutely lethal as we see someone almost go stage right and somehow saves it. I think that was Batters. He was on a direct drive wheel that was killing his wrist. That is a big danger of this race. If you're on a direct drive wheel, do turn down the force feedback, otherwise you will probably just die. But yeah, already got a penalty. As you can see, one of the additional issues of having a penalty in this race is you can no longer see where you're going. So it's kind of a double whammy there. But we've made up a couple of positions, and right behind Eric here, who you may recognise was one of my teammates in the 24-hour karting race we did recently. I'll post a card to that video in the top right in case you haven't seen it. That was a lot of fun. And Eric actually has a similar helmet in the game as he does in real life, which is very cool. To bump a little bit, I'm going to probably try and send it up the inside. Do need to burn this penalty as well so I can actually see where the apex is. That would be helpful. Let's see. Turn 1 at the Red Bull Ring. We burn the penalty. We just slot inside, give Eric the space, go up the inside, and we're going to claim P12. Someone's had a really bad snap of oversteer there. I think it was Lando Champion there, going up onto the right hand side, as we're going to gain a couple more positions here. So somehow we're up to P10. And following Martin now, we've got a decent one here. Probably can stick it up into Martin, but side to side, car's very hard to control. So up to P9. This is pretty incredible stuff so far. If you have a look at the radar, it's gone properly ace combat there. How's this going to work out? These very fast corners coming up at the end of the lap. Tim Clark ahead does have a penalty, so I probably will go through him if there is contact as we go side by side. And he may well have burned that penalty now, I don't know. You can see there's a group ahead, led by Nathan, then Roswald. Trevitio in that mix as well, so we're going 3 wide into turn 1. Just going to try and stay in my lane. Jack Cameron Dayton goes very deep, extremely deep into turn 1. And a little bit of a defensive move. We're going to get another penalty. So again, we'll need to burn that one. But in this sprint format, so 3 sprints, 3 heats, and that will determine your grid position for the final. This is how it works in karting. If any of you have been down to your local karting track and done maybe an arrive and drive one-day championship, probably will be in a format like this. So the heats are not the be-all and end-all because you don't win anything in the heats, but it does determine your grid position, and maybe more importantly, it does also help you to get warmed up as well. See Roswald here on the right-hand side, going to sneak past Ryan and get a great launch past Tim as well. So somehow we are up to P7, but again, the radar not looking particularly pretty right now. Going to try and keep it going into turn 1, and we do, and I can see a group of drivers ahead that we can potentially catch up with. So somehow, even though I'm not particularly good in the karts GT Sport, we are doing okay. Wilmot ahead, another teammate of mine from the 24 hours, the Club 100 test driver. Also a playable character in some karting games. I'm sure he can let you know more about that. But we are going to savagely go for a lunger up the inside, although Roswald behind us. What's he going to do? Roswald gives me the bump a little bit maybe. Yeah, I can feel the revs going up slightly. And we're not going to go too wide into the penalty corner. And then the last corner you could probably do flat if you're literally insane. All sideways. Just on fire. But better to lift, I think, of these cars. And already it's going to be the last lap. So the other way these heats work is that you have randomised grids, and everyone's average grid position over the 3 heats should be the same. So the fact I started this... There we go, we lost Ryan, I think. The fact I started this heat in last place and we're up to 7th place is absolutely huge because I've gained 7 positions. So presumably I'm going to start a heat later on in 1st place to balance out that 15th place start. And if I can get a good result there, then, you know, we're looking for a decent starting position in the final against some very fast drivers. Trevitio ahead, a top split GT Sport driver. Nathan in 1st place, top split GT Sport driver. Same with Marky Boy, GT Academy finalist. Roswell as well. So the calibre of the field is absolutely insane. But we're doing okay right now. And we're going to finish this heat in 6th place. So very happy with that. Don't know where we got past Cal in the end. Cal must have died at some point. But yeah, all the way up from 15 to 6. That bodes very well. Let's jump straight into heat number 2. We're going to be starting in 7th place. It's going to be fast and furious this round here. Can we get a good start? Looks like we're going to get a better start than Eric on the right hand side. No need to kind of chop across because I want to take the wide line through turn 1. Let's see how we do. Taking it fairly cautious. Don't really want to get a penalty, so we ride the sausage a little bit. Not the best exit. I think I probably over-revved a little bit. Nathan's got up my inside of Vanquish Esports. And Eric's coming back at me now. So yeah, it's ooh, aggressive move there from the inside. Aggressive move from me on the inside there. And it's almost hard to keep up with the action. This is what this race is like. It is really, really intense. Swapping positions all the time. Constant battling, constant racing. Really good way of getting race sharp. And understanding when you can go for moves and how to make them stick and be confident with your moves. Don't go for a half-hearted move. Really dive in there. As Nathan and myself have a half-second penalty. There was a yellow flag there. So probably a big spin for someone. Ryan behind. I've been absolutely swamped in the straight. Lost about, I say, 400,000 positions probably. It's going to try and do a little cut back on Ryan. Not going to work a little bit. See, you can see some people are on the intermediate tyres. Like Sam Dimley there on the right hand side and Roswald. Doesn't make any difference for the grip, allegedly. Although you can see the visual difference. And somehow we're back into 6th place. This is a really topsy-turvy race. We've lost our penalty. Nathan ahead still has 0.2 of a second, but that will go very quickly in these karts. And we can see 3rd place ahead is Callum Brule. Not with the best exit. He's getting dived up the inside by Marky Boy. 2 GTB Academy finalists going head-to-head there. And here comes Nathan. And I was quite strong in this corner, actually. I don't know why, but I just had a good line early on. So, again, we've got the benefit of the slip as well. I'm going to bump Nathan to make it a 2x2 situation. Don't know what's going to happen at turn 1 here. Anything could happen. Hopefully no death. Let's see. Oh, we actually go through Nathan and we managed to kind of bully our way temporarily into 3rd place. Nathan comes back. And again, I'm going to get swamped on the right-hand side. Absolutely non-stop racing here. Roswell and Nathan, a little bit of contact. No love lost there. The 2 drivers who have been battling for the Club 100 Esports Championship for 4 seasons now. Super GT joining us for 2 of those. Maybe in the future as well. We will see. Season 5 yet to be announced. And I'm thinking what to do here again. I've got a decent overspeed. Nowhere to go really though. Oh, side-by-side contact. You can definitely see Ryan and Nathan absolutely love to go wheel to wheel. Again, we've got a half-second penalty. We've lost, again, probably now at least 1 billion positions just on this straight. But we're still in touch. And it was a P7 start, so if we can try not to go massively backwards, then that'll be okay. We did do really well in Heat 1 from our grid position. There you can see Sam Dimlow with the grooved intermediate tyres, just for show. In Club 100, when it rains, we don't change tyres. So you may have seen Super GT's video on karting at Wilton Mill in his fancy, I think it's a Rotax X30, where they do change tyres on the whole field for the conditions. In Club 100, it would just take too much time. So it doesn't matter how wet it is, you just go out and slick tyres, which is something, to be honest, I really struggle with non-existent grip. Where someone like Ryan is very strong in those conditions. As we lose someone there, I think that's probably Callum, traditionally billing it. And I haven't got a slip here, so the 2 drivers on the inside was going for the last lap now already. Properly fast and furious. This sprint series. Someone goes very wide there. Marky Boy's off. Jack Cameron Drayton on that wide line again. Marky Boy rejoins. So we're going to be up to 7th place. Looking at Sam Dimlow, thinking, can we get a position here? Someone looked to be quite slow there. It might be Roswald. You can just see in the middle distance. Ooh, Landau Champ. And I just managed to avoid him. See, Alpha M Silvero. That's Javier Gorosintani behind, getting a big snap of oversteer. Can I keep this position? Am I going to go defensive? Yes, I am. It's the last lap. Going to try and cover off the inside. And then somehow try not to run too wide. And amazingly, I think we're going to manage to keep that position. So, again, going up the grid, starting P7, finishing P6. Someone went very wide there in the last corner. So, yeah, I mean, look at these drivers. Tim Clark, Treviso, Nathan, Ruswell, Sam Dimlow, Marky Boy, and finishing P6. And this is my last heat. And this is my best grid position. So we're starting P2. Real opportunity, perhaps, to break away. And in fact, we're going to get a better start than Marky Boy. Hopefully, we can nail turn 1. Let's have a look. Pretty happy with that, to be honest. We're not going to cover off the inside here. Maybe I'll regret that. Let's see. Can we go side by side with Marky Boy? We try and outbrake him, actually. But that's not really going to work. And then we do chop across. So, a little bit of understeer here. Just, contact Lando Champ. But I'd say, decent position. We haven't been wiped out. We're in the top pack. And anything can happen. There's Roswald coming through. Thought he might think about a move there, but he didn't. But Lando Champ goes a little bit wide. This is a corner that I was okay at all race. So again, are we going to get a decent launch? Not absolutely fantastic, but definitely keeps us in contention. So 4 laps to go. We're in P4. If we could get the finishes we've got now and a P4, I think we'd be starting very high up in the final, to be honest. That's more than I ever could have hoped for, really. As we go here, Marky Boy leading train doesn't have the benefit of slipstream. You can see on the radar again, it's getting a little bit hairy. Here comes Nathan, here comes Tim Clark, very fast drivers. I'm just going to slot in here with Tim, try and play in that line. The thing about these karts is any piece of contact, any side-to-side contact can be absolutely disastrous, can completely spin you out. If it pushes you onto a curb, you can get an instant spin bonus by hitting the curb in the wrong place. So you have to be very, very careful and precise when driving these karts. Not really that realistic compared to driving a real car, or I've never driven a shifter car actually, so but from my experience of driving 2-stroke, 4-stroke, the steering inputs you require when granturismo Spoerl are way too narrow. You can see just how minimally I'm moving the wheel, whereas in the car you'd be properly chucking that wheel in. You can have a look at Super GT again and see just how aggressive he is with the wheel movements. Here you want to be very, very, very precise. Very precise. And that might be because the tyres that I race on have relatively low grip. They're quite hard tyres. Whereas I imagine if these tyres are super, super grippy, then you probably don't need to turn the wheel as much. So, lap 3, going to go over the line scene for lap 4. And again, I say we're in a very good position here. P4, Callum Brule behind, and Roswald. They'll probably both be looking to move up. Nathan there, not with the best line out, so he is going to go defensive. Here comes Callum Brule. Roswald to follow as well up the inside. That's going to compromise me a little bit. But the pack behind is a long way behind, so if we can hang on even to a 6th place here, that'll be a string of very good results. I would definitely take that. So probably not going to try and do anything stupid now. That wasn't a very good exit. It might bring Lando Champ back into play. Let's have a look. Callum Brule again with a moment lighting up the tyres. We're going to get a good run here. Are we going to be able to send it up the inside? Is that a smart thing to do? Don't think Callum's going to go defensive. Let's see. We have seen him bin it in the last few races, so could also try and be strategic and bide our time. Here we go. Can we get a good launch out the last corner? It's funny, I really struggle in this corner in cars, but in cars I seem to be okay as Callum Brule goes very wide. Manages to keep up the speed. We're actually going to bump him here, so yeah, we are playing strategically. Don't know what the word is, but we're trying to be strategic with the way that we play this race now. We don't want to get caught up by the pack behind. Callum does go wide that time. I think he has a penalty as well, so we are probably going to battle side to side for this corner and try and lock down P5. Let's see. Callum sort of backs out. Decent line from us. Roswald is not going to catch up with that pack either, so unless there's going to be any drama now, I think we're going to lock down this P5, and I'm very interested to see where that will put us in the grid position for the actual final, because to be honest, I was expecting to really struggle. I was expecting to be last pretty much, so to get these results is very surprising. As whoa, someone's binned at last corner. It's Marky Boy, so we're going to get gifted another position as Callum also spins the line. So yeah, gifted up to P4. Wow, that's a string of really good results from this grid of 15 drivers. Let's see, now we're going to jump into the final. It's going to be an 8-lap race. And amazingly, we are starting P5. What an opportunity here to pick up a podium, or maybe even more. We've been knocking on that door, haven't quite been able to convert it into a podium in the heats, but we've been very close. Here we go. 8-lap final. What can we do? Can we break away with the pack ahead? That would be ideal. Decent start by us. Marky Boy on the right hand side. We're going to go wheel to wheel, but probably overtake him, probably clear him going into turn 1. Let's see. How's turn 1 going to be for us? Oh, not good. We hit the curb really nastily, but somehow keep the momentum. Still in P4. Marky Boy's dropped a bit backwards. We've got the penalty. That's okay. It will just hinder us visibility. I do understand there are a lot. Whoa, and a big snap. Okay, still not over. Still not over. That's, well, obviously not ideal to start P5. And now we're a few corners later. We are P13. But we're only 3 seconds off the lead. So here's Batters. Can we catch up? The last thing we want to happen is to get caught adrift from the pack ahead. So if we can just work with Batters here, bring it back. It's an 8-lap race. It's going to be more death. You can see I'm pushing it more. There's all the pack weaving about. It's going to condense at turn 1. More people are going to go off. Got to keep our head in the game. But yeah, suboptimal. Suboptimal lap 1, definitely. Luke Bassby, a very, very fast driver, but was on a direct drive wheel for this race and was really struggling. There's been some carnage at turn 1. Wilmot is dropping back to us, so we are going to probably end up in the slipstream of Wilmot here. Let's see. This is the corner we span before, but we're okay now. We're back up. 5 seconds behind the leaders. What can we do? Hopefully no more drama and we can just keep on moving up. But let me know in the chat, in the comments, what you think about this combo. If you've got some mates and you know you're normally doing Group 3, Group 4, or you normally do daily races but you're just a little bit tired of the daily race, feeling a little bit stale, definitely try this combo out. I've done a lot of kart racing in GT Sport. I'm not very good at it, but I have done a lot. And I have to say, this is the best track for the karts I've ever raced on. Much better than Tsukuba, much better than the Yamagiwa tracks. Largo Maggiore has a few short kart tracks as well, but I think this is the best track. Turn 1 is properly hairy. See Callum going side by side. Managing to keep it facing the right direction, keeping it strong. Definitely in the midfield now. The leaders, you can look at Nathan. Nathan just absolutely stretching his legs. Roswald going from P6 now to P2. But Nathan is dominating this, as you might expect from one of the fastest drivers in the game. As we're going to go about 23 wide into the penultimate corner. And we do go wide. Whoa, hit that sausage curb. Bounce up a little bit. And again, we're going to go wide here. But you can just go rejoin the track a little bit later. Don't hit those sausages on the last corner. This is a bad moment though for the race, because now I've lost a slip. So the slip in GT Sport is 7/10. If you're not in a 7/10 window, then you are going to get drops off. People go wide here at turn 1. That might bring us back in. Callum goes, stays right. Luke Battersby, I think at this point, just called it. His wrists were utterly destroyed. The Fanatec, DD Will going, GG bro. Good battle. And we are 11th place now behind Eric, so I think it's going to be a real struggle now to get anything from this race, unfortunately. So let me skip ahead to the final lap. Here we go, lap 8 out of 8, and yeah, we just couldn't move forward. A little bit frustrating, but I don't want to forget the racing that we had in the heats. We did very well in the heats, some good battling, some good overtakes, and discovering a new combo that I think we're going to do a lot. I think in the KRT community, it'd be very fun to do this one as well. So let me know in the comments what you thought about this combo. Are you going to try it? Do you just really not like the karts? We've done this combo in the wet as well. In the wet, I don't really enjoy it, but in the dry, absolutely superb for me. So again, hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to drop a like, subscribe if you did. But until next time, happy racing.